Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sunfall Cycle. I was waiting for you to talk again so I could, like, get you.
It wasn't, this was like very tame conversation today.
You had a brief moment of pause, and I was like, do they know I'm about to go live? I don't, so I waited. I just waited until you started talking again. And I was like, yeah! So, hi, everyone, welcome back. We had a week off, but we're here now, and, Lord, if I can remember what happened last time, I can't remember what happened 3 days ago. So, hi. I'm going to just sit here and be so excited to hang out with you.
We were the demon guy in the colosseum and the other guy. Can I
just, I'm really quickly, I'm going to transition this in here. Based on this screen, I looked down at the bottom of that screen and was like, what is that supposed to be? Is it like a ghost? Is it like a vial of ooze? What? I was so I didn't know where we were. I was like, what happened last time that I don't remember who is that guy? So yeah, I'm so ready to jump back in and have Steven tell me everything that I don't remember. Fill in my brain, dear sir.
Right? Yeah, so what did we do last time? It's been 2 weeks.
You
which is
can't
part
ask
of why
that question.
We're all like, what? What's
no, doesn't there was like a guy and Bronze, you were like fighting him with something.
So y'all had killed the four
in the colosseum.
I'm not crazy. Yes. Okay, good.
There was a guy and then
there was a chain.
Yeah.
Y'all had killed the four Knights of Astafon first class outside in a nightmarish battle, and you pushed into the Colosseum.
Yeah.
And you found you found an intersection which went forwards and then left and right, and the left-right sections were like the curve of the Colosseum in interior. And there was like a strange arcane rift floating in midair, and you could hear footsteps both to the right, receding, and to the left, approaching. And you decided to like wait around the corner. Ankara cast Passed Without Trace, and you hid, and then the it's called a necrocelestial. The necrocelestial on the burning chain that the mage was bearing down the corridor towards you.
Yes!
That's exactly what I said. I said the necrocelestial.
That's exactly.
Yes.
And then
Come on, guys.
Bronze was all like, I'm gonna seduce him. And then she went up to him and tried to like tie him up with a chain. I think this is how this went, but it was like a fire chain.
Because he
I
was
remember
held
that.
by it.
Don't agree with him, Britt. No.
That's what happened. You were like,
No,
come
I'm
here.
not agreeing with
Come
that part.
here.
I'm agreeing with the part that he was like, we had him held with the chain or something. He couldn't like move around. He was.
You grabbed the chain and you were like imposing disadvantage.
Yeah,
by,
you were like
sending
Leia with
arcane
Jabba.
energies down
It was
this chain.
yes.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yep.
There was a lot of chains and tentacles involved.
Yes, see? I wasn't wrong.
Jesse
Yes, and y'all like Hunger of Hadard, this guy.
No, it was
you
Ivard's
stuck
black
in there.
tentacles.
Ivard's
I
black
think.
tentacles.
Yeah.
Just stuck in there forever.
Yeah, I couldn't get out.
I've gotten very lucky our literally last two fights, because before Hunger of Hadar, I would cast it, and that's like one of my big spells, and then like the enemies would immediately get out, or they would make their saving throw. And same thing with the black tentacles. And then the fight with the guards, the Astafon guards, and then the fight with this dude, both of those spells were just like, they finally got to work the way they're supposed to.
Yeah, it was great.
And I was just like, finally, Steven's rolls fucking sucked. And so they finally worked the way they were supposed to. And I was like, I'm warlocking it out over here, locking it down.
Warlocking out.
Warlocking it down. I got this shit on warlock down.
Man, I feel like I had some like session prep or something like that sort of vanished or whatever. I don't know what's gonna happen this time. I don't know. Let's find out. So at the end of last session.
Stop making that face.
Oh my gosh.
I'm all about limits. How can I keep you going? Just keep pushing it. I would have sat there all stream if that's what it took.
I know you would have. And we got a cool new map, Steven.
We did get a cool new map.
A cool new map. Hang on, do we have that?
The
Yeah,
most
that map is
important part
dope.
of our recap.
Did you
No,
guys
we don't
open
have
the
that.
Google Drive? I was just like,
Yes.
what
Yep.
is
It's
going
not just a cool map.
on?
It's a series of cool maps. All of
It's
them cooler than the
amazing.
last. Make me realize that, boy, I wish we had maps. Now we do.
So
now
many
we
of them.
do. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at it and I was like, oh, that's where I got eaten by rats. This is so cool.
Yes, that was Chrysander, right? Yes, Chrysander is
Yeah.
in chat blushing, so go pay attention to him and make him blush more.
Thank you,
Yes, thank you
Chrysander.
so much for the map.
Unlike your
they are
namesake,
awesome.
Lysander, you are awesome. Lysander sucks, though. He's a piece of shit, but you are great.
It's true. Yes, and then at the end you found this magic rift. After you killed the guys, you reached into it and pulled out a whole pile of arcane flux.
Oh,
that's
and
what
didn't we
this-
almost die?
No, you got injured. So, like, just to resume the action, right? Aya, you pull your hand out and you've pulled out like a few crystals of arcane flux. I think you got like 8 or something like that. And so down at the bottom of the sheet, I've added a new tracker just for your arcane flux because it's easier to track here than it is to like keep updating some random sheet somewhere. You also heard when you were walking around this, you heard, I think it was the magician, the mage, talking to the necro-celestial, something about 30 turns of the clock. So
Yeah,
I just, for no particular reason, because he said that, I decided to put a 30 turn counter here on the sun clock. So we've got that running as well. And Aya, as you pull your arm out of this rift, there's just like arcane energies explode and they lash out with like scintillating rays of force and fire and frost and lightning, and they strike each of you. And they dealt half of, I think it was a half of your current hit points in damage. So some of you took more and some of you took less, but all of you are now sitting at the HP that you currently have.
Yeah, I'm like dying.
The rift goes away and you add this arcane flux to your inventory. There are 2 turns left on the clock.
I think that's why we were rushing, because I'm out of spells.
Yeah.
Or I have 1 spell left, and then I am at 7 hit points. I think that's why we didn't take a short rest, is we don't have time.
Right. So to remind you of where you are, you're at this intersection, right? It's brightly lit with mage lights at regular intervals along the walls. When you look to your left and right down this intersection, down to the right, faintly, you do hear another pair of footsteps that sound the same. You know, the leather shoes of the mage and the heavier unclad feet of an angel walking with the mage. But they're far away. You can't see them or anything like that. There are alcoves for food stalls, columns for support, things like that. And then you also look ahead and the hallway continues ahead. Now, on the right-hand wall, leading down this right-hand passageway, there's a sign that reads A through M, and on the left-hand wall, there's a sign that reads N through Z. And you all remember from last time, you're in a colosseum, and someone had said that this is maybe like a seating chart or something like that. Now, let me just like really quick draw a little something here. I drew this last time. So, you know, again, it's a 4-way intersection, right? There's this one, this way, boop, like this. Here at the far side of the intersection, y'all are sort of standing in the middle where this arcane rift was. At the far side of that intersection, painted on the floor, there's a big red X plus 3 squiggly black lines. And they're painted with like paint. In fact, I think probably over by the wall, you can see like an overturned can of paint. There's a big red X like this, and then 3 squiggly black lines that look like this. That's what you see.
Okay. And where are we in relation to this right now? We're in the middle of the crossroads? Or
yeah, you're like, you're like here.
Okay. Damn. Is there nothing the other directions that looks even remotely like that seems like a point of interest, or is it just that?
So like if you look forwards past this red X and 3 squiggly black lines, there are no more mage lights, so it gets quite dark quite quickly. And even those of you with dark vision, the hallway is long enough that you can't see down into the darkness. Down to the left and the right, there's nothing you can immediately see, except for these signs, right? A through N and A through M and N through Z on the right-hand wall.
Really quickly, just for like where we're at in the Colosseum. So we took the grand entrance right down the middle, and trying to imagine like a stadium of some sort. If we are in the area where they're like, hey, get your peanuts in your beer and stuff over here.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like middle is the actual Colosseum, but we're on the outskirts in the place that would be either underneath the seats or like above the seats. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
I don't know. I think the plan should be to our objective. What was our objective? Why did we come here? Why did we want to do this?
Sure. Our original objective was to finish scouting and completing the woods.
That's true. We did want to go completionist.
We wanted to completely map the forest. And this was a location we discovered, and we decided to go deeper into it, as far as I recall.
Yep.
And we are still 1 tier down from a level, yes?
Yes, you're 1 tier of saloon away from level.
F it, let's kill everything in here. everything must die.
We're going ham.
No survivors.
None. Everything dies.
Right. Well, we know there's a giant ass wyvern on top of this thing.
Yeah, that we don't
Right.
probably don't
Last-
want the
last we
attention
heard.
of.
Actually, quick question: does it make any sense to really get too into the weeds here, because we have 2 clock? I mean, like, our time is running out.
I mean,
our lives are low. Most of you don't have any ability to cast spells right now.
Does anyone have any consumables that are going to be gone by the time we get back to the moon? Like moon shards of healing.
Should we use the next 2 to like? I mean, where's the closest brazier?
That's
like,
my
maybe
question.
We can, yeah, like
there's
maybe
one in
we should
here that we
spend
can
our time
find?
finding one that we can find, so we can come back with everything.
Do you think there's one in the Colosseum to find, and maybe that's worth sneaking around for? Winku, winku.
Maybe.
Sure.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think so. I think we should look around.
Okay.
So this X with the lines, it just looks like it's painted or like was painted, like
it's
some
sort of
floor
sigil
fresco.
Some sort of sigil that people painted on the floor.
Sure, but not like a Okay, it doesn't look magical in any way. It's not like sparkling.
Give me an Arcana
it's just
check.
like some dude's. Shit.
Yeah, so like when you look at it, there's nothing about it that looks other than paint. And like a cursory reaching out, extending your sense of magic doesn't give you any information either, Kairos. It just looks like someone painted some kind of message here, but it's pretty abstract.
Sure.
Like graffiti?
Basically.
Have we found any like pattern of where the braziers have been?
Not really. In major hubs and major points of interest, there's always been one. And I feel like maybe because this is a giant stadium, it would because we've only seen one here. 2. One at the camp, one at the tree village.
The brazier in the camp was... Do all the braziers look the same?
Yes.
So it probably looked a little bit out of style with the rest of the camp, right? So it's maybe not. Okay, never mind. There goes that theory.
I imagine if it was in the camp, it probably would have been like brought there with them.
Yeah. These are clearly some sort of object that the people in this city keep around, to revere or respect the sun or something like that.
Should we split up?
Can you split up?
Should we?
I'm wondering if we should. We need to find a.
I mean, it doesn't.
the-
I mean, it makes sense because like we're gonna die. We're gonna go back
Sure.
anyway. So even if we die,
Is it
Alright, so-
smart to do? And Kara turns into like something tiny and small that can move quickly. I go full on sneak because we're at a crossroads, right?
Right.
So we go. There are 3 directions. Then Aya
You
and
split up.
Kairos go another direction.
Sure.
And then we split and we get where we get to, and hopefully one of us finds a brazier. And
Aya and me go the middle one.
Yeah.
Past these. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And Kara, are you turning into like a mouse or something?
Yeah, I was trying to decide. I think I'll be a mouse. That sounds pretty
Fantastic.
good.
And Sarek, I need you to make a stealth roll.
Excellent. I will do so.
Oh,
Whoa!
yeah. Like,
He doesn't even exist anymore.
Bye.
Sarek is talking to you all about this plan, and he just like steps back, and then he's gone.
I'm not giving that.
There is
he's
no
like,
more Sarek.
and then he's vanished.
It just fades out. All right, awesome. Aya and Kairos, are the 2 of you moving stealthily, or are you like bull rushing? How's your method?
I would say we're probably moving quickly.
Yeah, I would describe it as not stealthy.
Cool.
I would describe it as
alert,
over stealth.
alert, maybe like an assault plan.
Yeah, like I'm ready to
you're
go.
doing an assault plan.
Yeah.
The
I
detail
probably have
is
an Eldritch Blasty tentacle ready to go.
awesome. Cool.
Right, we're ready to go.
So
Yeah. We're gonna throw down if we meet something.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's do it.
it grows quite dark. I'd say
Darker than dark vision.
No, not darker than dark vision, of course. But the lighting first turns dim and then turns dark, and you can see that you move forwards. This actually takes a downward sloping turn as if it's heading under the earth. The hallway continues, and you come to another intersection. However, this one doesn't have a forwards direction. It just turns left and right. There is a sign in the center with an arrow pointing to the left that says offices, and an arrow pointing to the right that says Colosseum floor.
Oh, bureaucracy.
Weren't we on the Colosseum floor?
No, so think about a football stadium, right? There's the field.
Like,
And
this
there's,
is
like-
huge. This is a huge stadium.
Yeah, this is a
Okay.
football stadium sized place. You walk in, and you usually there's some sort of like main avenue that allows you to access the seats,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's like
So we get
stairs
the
that take you
beer
up
and
to the
yeah.
bleachers. Yeah, and then like now you've moved into some sort of Aya and Kairos have moved into
Mhm.
some sort of like interior structure that's like probably if you had to guess is underneath the Colosseum field itself.
Oh, so this is where the performers pop up for performing sports.
Yeah, so it looks as though there's an arrow pointing to the right that says Colosseum floor. Like this is probably going to lead you to some sort of stairway access that gets you up to the Colosseum floor. And on the left, there's offices, and this is like the direction to supposedly the offices of your administration for the Colosseum.
Okay. For the performers.
Would
Noted.
Aya and Kairos, would both of you make a perception check?
Sorry, what am I doing?
Perception.
8.
Cool. So, Aya, you can see that actually now that you've reached this ring, right, this hallway, there are small faded mage lights at very long distances along the hallway. The lighting in here is universally dim. It's not as dark as the approach was.
Mhm.
But it's definitely dimmer than your eyes at least are comfortable with. Now, of course, Kairos, you see this as if it were bright light, so there's no problem for you at all. But just making mention.
Okay.
Kairos, you do see that there's like a couple weird puddles of black slime around here and there. They're very small. They're not like, ha, the DM is sneakily hiding a black ooze from you sized puddles. But they seem like they're sort of scraped along the stone of the floor and even along the walls on places. They're like just little gentle smears. And one of the strangest things about this puddle is it has sort of a shimmery, shadowy, oily texture to it that as you look at it, almost you feel like slightly confused, but it doesn't take hold of you. You shake your head and clear it, and you're fine. But you notice this substance sort of smeared along the walls and floor.
Something strange smeared here.
I just had to clarify. I just had to clarify.
Sorry, I was giving Bronze crap in chat.
He was. This is not my fault. It's his.
I can't believe you. YouTube, if you're not reading the Twitch chat, then you should go. You should go read the Twitch.
So there's just like a weird black smear is what you said, but not like black ooze size.
Not the GM is cleverly hiding a black ooze size.
Is there anything? Can I take a closer look at it?
Yeah.
Okay. Aya's disgusting about this, by the way. She like just puts her fingers in it, rubs it together, smells it, looks a little bit. She's like, yeah.
Okay. You dip your fingers in it, and it feels like slightly tingly and very, very faintly acidic. It's almost like a strong like lemon juice or vinegar or something like that. Your fingers pucker almost immediately.
Okay, I don't put it in my mouth then.
Okay, you're like, I'm gonna lick this, and then you're like,
when I smell. No, I specifically said touch it and then smell it and then do this. So like when I smell it, does it like burn my nose hairs type of smell?
No, but it smells like burnt rubber.
Oh, I say this to Kairos. I show him my burnt up fingers. I'm like, yo, that's acid. My thought, something big, something slimy, something acidy came through here and left this nasty snail trail behind it. And I like wipe my hands on his shield.
Well, if we had a vial, we should collect some. Perhaps Lysander or someone back in the moon could render some sort of antidote.
I don't have anything we could put it in. I have a disguise kit. I mean, I have like some type of makeup or something that I could empty out and put it in. It wouldn't be the cleanest sample though.
I have a potion that I'm not willing to part with.
Oh well.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I could just take a scoop of it.
Like hold it in your hand.
I do have a Dungeoneer's kit. I don't think a Dungeoneer's kit would have any sort of like bottles reclaiming stuff.
Do you guys have pockets? Like just put some in your pocket.
It's acidic.
Not putting the burn rubber in my pocket. Thank you though.
It like made my fingers all wrinkly and gross.
I like your gumption. I appreciate it. Or I think we're gonna go with a different direction on this one here.
Point of order. Point of order. Britt is both a mouse and also far away.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm like chat, but on the show. I'm sorry. I'll stop.
Just put it in your pocket.
Chat.
Hey, put it in your pocket.
So, do I get the sense that if I were to like, do I know? Have I encountered a substance like this before?
Something about it seems strangely familiar to you. You can't quite put your finger on it. Why don't you give me an Arcana check?
In a different life, we see Aya saying, I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't roll well.
Oh, is that your 8? Your 8 is your Arcana check?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Which is funny because that means I rolled a 2.
You could swear you've seen this stuff before, but like you don't remember.
Yeah. I'm gonna mention to Kairos, I'm gonna be like, I still think this came from some type of creature, and I'm pretty sure I've seen it before, and I'm pretty sure I've smelled it before.
That's prudent. It's prudent, I agree.
My brain shoots back to the Barbican before we ever met, Kairos. And I say, there was these black oozes that attacked us when we first entered this crazy city over by the Barbican. There was one that was like in a brazier and it was flaming, and there was like 2 that came out of the floor grates, and then there was another one. And this kind of seems like that type of thing. I don't know.
I don't remember that at all. That definitely.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
No,
Sark does no recollection.
No recollection of that. Couldn't
blocked out that memory.
That's
well,
not
no,
right.
but you were filleted by the blood oozes.
Yes, I was.
I was talking about the black oozes by the when we the first time we crossed the bridge.
I seem to recall the
Or
order of
oozes?
battles was we came in, there were skeletons or like people like hung like impaled, and then some of them came down. We fought them, and then as you went through, there were the guard towers. We unlocked that, went through the door, and then
no, but before that, before we unlocked that door, there was
way down below the towers, and I think there was maybe like an ooze down there. That might have been involved. There was some treasure down there.
Throwback.
Yeah.
Was that that's not the same cell. The cell with what's his face?
Yeah,
Leander.
Right before that.
Fascinating. Okay.
Like right outside that door, we had
an
interaction, and there was like one flaming ooze that like dropped out of a brazier, and then there was like a bunch of normal ones.
I mean, those oozes probably murdered me too, so I'm not,
Yeah.
That's right. Y'all got boiling oil poured on you. God,
we did. Yeah. There was boiling oil, and then there was like a flaming ooze that it set on fire when it like scorched us because it was.
Is that the same thing as this?
No.
Maybe. I don't know. Oh, I guess Steven says no.
There's the answer.
You do remember that one, and it's not the same thing.
Okay.
No. Maybe.
I was gonna say.
But
I mean, we could try to get a look at it and be quiet like about it, Kairos, but pretty sure this belongs to some type of monster. I'm an ooze expert. Been around a lot of oozes.
Yeah. No,
this seems like ooze droppings.
Kairos trusts you. It's a shame that there's no way to like take a sample to turn it into like a an antidote or something.
Or an acid bomb.
Yeah. Right. Or offensively.
Now, while the two of you are discussing, considering this strange concoction that you've discovered on the floors and walls of the second corridor, Ankara, you become a tiny little mousie.
Yes.
You're running as fast as your mouse feet can carry you along the hallways, which is actually like, it's surprisingly fast. It's like as fast as Ankara can run, but the world is huge. You're standing on this like massive plain of rough sandstone. It's like hot and barren for miles around you. And there are these like cyclopean columns that are like, 200 feet wide that you manage to run past on your tiny all four limbs, scampering as you go. Your senses are twinging. You smell like the singed hair and like this sickly sweet smell of these necrocelestials as their odor wafts through the breeze. You smell like the delicious aroma of cheese, which must have sat in someone's pocket. And wait, what is that? Somewhere from up ahead, you smell this tangy, sour scent, like once again, like lemon juice or like peroxide or something vaguely chemical. You smell, yes, it smells chemical in nature.
I mean, let's go towards the chemical smelling thing. That sounds promising.
Yeah.
Also,
right,
over there.
You go scampering, and this massive, endless desert plain slowly curves around to the left. You leap across the cracks in the stone, which are nearly as long as your entire body, but your swift little mouse legs carry you across without any problem. Finally,
are you in the beer garden?
What?
I think you're in a beer garden, right?
I don't know where I am. Where am I?
Like,
Steven?
wouldn't things look different from mouse perspective? So if you're like on this like baked sandstone, it smells like food.
You're in the same hallway that you were in as Ankara. You're just seeing it from mouse perspective.
Oh, so
yeah.
never mind.
I was like, I don't I don't know how I would be, but I'm gonna go with it.
Yo, I'm on like a different wavelength today. I don't know what to fucking tell you.
I thought you said bear garden at first. So I was like, I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna be quiet and listen because it sounds very cool.
My favorite part is that everyone stopped what they were doing. It was like, go on, Bronze.
Is she?
We were waiting for more information on your discovery.
Bear garden?
Okay, so I do that cool leaping thing where it's like slow-mo and it's like
yes,
and I make it.
You land on the other side safe and you continue scampering and you smell your way towards, it smells like chemical and acrid and also like, you know, the smell of like wet earth after a rainstorm?
Sure.
I like that.
You smell that. You smell this like petrichor, like clay, like wet earth smell emanating from a crack in the wall. And you look next to you and there's this horizontal crack that runs immediately adjacent to the floor. And you look up and there's this massive door. It must be like 30 body lengths wide and like 100 or 200 body lengths high.
Human bodies or mouse bodies?
Mouse bodies.
Okay.
There's a glistening, glowing orb that's, 8 mouse-sized golden orbs perched on the side of this door. But you and Kara could fit very easily under this gap. And it is from within this room that all of these enticing scents are coming.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna just go in there.
All right, you squeeze your tiny mouse body under the door, and then it is time for us to find out what's going on with Sarek.
You get stepped on.
You're dead. You're on the moon. Just wait there until this episode ends.
You wake up and you
stepped on by a drunk dude.
You see Bronze and Kairos next to you, looking upset,
covered in acid.
Sarek, you step backwards, and then like you see everybody's eyes just like glaze over when they look in your direction, and they like stand around, talk for a little bit, and Kara turns into a mouse, goes running off, like humming the Mission Impossible theme song under her mouse breath. I and Kairos go marching down the hall. You can hear like very, very faintly, if you cock your ear, you can hear like whispered conversation about like they found something and like don't put that in your mouth and like what are you doing? Things like that. But you yourself have a different mission. You're going to the left, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. You're proceeding fairly slowly, right? You're trying to remain stealthy.
I'm full on super stealth. Yes.
Yeah, you're moving at about half speed. Yeah. Cool. So you maneuver your way around this ring, and you probably go like a quarter of the way around. You walk for quite some time in super stealth, and as you go, you can slowly start hearing the padded footsteps of another mage angel combo heading your way. They're still far away, they're still out of your line of sight, but you hear from down that corridor they are moving in your direction, and you are moving in their direction as well. You come around the corridors, there's like torn down posters and like destroyed food stalls along the side, and there's columns and stuff. So you can definitely like duck out of sight and not be seen because your stealth check is incredible. But like this place has clearly been abandoned for a very long time. As you hear them approaching closer and closer to the point where you expect them to come around the visible curve of the wall, sort of at any moment, there, just ahead, you find a set of stairs to your right, which is on the inside of the curve leading up. And you can see daylight beaming down into the hallway from the top of the stair.
Do I see any lettering or numbers to indicate that perhaps those are stairs leading up to like seating?
Yes, absolutely. There's another sign on the wall that's reading, let's see, N through Z, 1 through 27.
Okay.
Yep. Now you could duck up these stairs and be out of line of sight of whatever is approaching very easily. Or you could duck into an alcove or behind one of these columns or something like that and be out of their line of sight for them to pass by. No problem. Either one is available to you but they are approaching swiftly. You should make a decision.
What is the distance I've traveled? Can I make a judgment about how I imagine, because it's an oval, right? At some point, the mouse direction and the Sarek direction would come together, correct? On the other side.
That is a reasonable assumption.
And then, okay, so there's no indication of any like flickering, flamey looking light anywhere near me, or
so there are these mage lights, but they're like steady, warm yellow glow. They're almost like electric lights, except they're powered by magic. And they're not flickering. They're not flame-like. You can't use them as a sort of source of heat. You can't use them to set anything on fire.
All right, and there's no indication of any like brazier stuff. It's just not visible.
No.
Okay. Well, you know, I think for the sake of knowledge, I'm gonna go across and up into the light.
Okay. You sneak your way up into the light, and quickly you get your bearings. And at first, what you see astonishes you, and then it horrifies you. Aya and Kairos, which direction have you chosen to maneuver yourselves around this inner ring?
Ahead? I don't know. What do you think, Aya?
There's offices to the left, and there's Colosseum floor to the right.
I don't think there's gonna be a brazier in the office.
Yeah, let's go to the Colosseum floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
As much as I don't want to follow this trail of muck, I don't think it doesn't seem like proper decor for an office.
Yeah.
Sure.
Then again, I don't know what an office in fantasy speak looks like. I'm imagining mini blinds and photocopiers, and I doubt that is that. Right? So I don't know.
It's just a whole bunch of scribes and
I was about to say it's a bunch of scribes.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. So the two of you turn to the right in the direction of the sign that is pointing towards Colosseum floor.
Mm-hmm.
And you begin quietly, but not stealthily, like quickly, quietly, smoothly moving down the hallway. There are no doorways on either the left or the right in this hallway. There are just these dim, faint, silvery mage lights that light the hallway with dim lighting. Kairos, I think your perception check was strong enough that before anything sees you, you hear something. And it sounds like this, just like the sound of something slightly frictious being dragged over the surface of the stone floor.
I think I hear something.
And as you pause, Aya, you can hear it too.
How loud is it?
Weapons
faint.
up.
Faint. No, do you think I can ascertain how large? You said something like being dragged on the stone floor.
Yeah, give me a perception check, Bronze.
Oh no.
Easy. You got
no
this.
sweat.
Perfect.
Man,
I
you're just
rolled
nailing those
38
eights
today.
today.
Good.
Look at
Too
this.
good.
Wow.
Eight.
Wow, you cannot ascertain how large it is, but Kairos, with your perception check from before, you know that whatever it is quite large.
Okay. Yeah, I ready an Eldritch Blast, and I'm like look at him like you're first.
Yeah. Okay. I cautiously go towards the sound of the weird slobby movement being dragged.
Weird slobby movement is the correct description, because it is then that you see it curving its way around the curve of this hallway towards you.
Towards us?
Towards you. Yes.
Okay.
In the direction of you. It is this like hallway wide gelatinous black serpent with two serpents coiling out of what its eye sockets would be. And the whole thing.
Whoa! Time out.
Yeah.
It's a snake with snake for eyes.
Hold on. This is important, Bronze. Do the snake for eyes have eyes or other tinier snakes for eyes?
Yeah.
I'm so glad you asked, Sarek, because the tinier snakes have tinier snakes for eyes.
Yo, that's disgusting.
I just
A lot
needed
of
to know
tiny
how the
snakes.
whole vision situation worked. Thank you.
It's tiny snake eyes all the way down.
Now, how far down does that go?
You think you'd have to be getting pretty close in order to be able to find out.
Yeah, I don't want to know. Why do you
Now-
want to know? Why do you have to know that?
And it is the width of the hallway.
Yes, this
We're not getting
gelatinous creature's form
Ew.
contains worlds. Its skin is slightly translucent, so you can see into its body a little bit. And immediately, Kairos, there's one thing that catches your eye right away, which is that. Let's see, where's the description here?
Oh my God, guys! What if this snake is just the
No.
eyes of a bigger snake?
It would only be one of its eyes, wouldn't it?
Right. So then,
The
is that
other
what I
parts of the
saw?
other hallway.
Did I just see an even bigger one that's coiled? Oh my God!
Oh no.
This is amazing. Yes, its skin shimmers in the shadowy light, casting whirling pools of oily darkness before your eyes. And as it slimes its way forwards, it seems mindlessly hungry. Kairos, back inside this thing's body, somewhere around where its throat would be, you see the glimmer of a small golden key with some kind of gem on the handle of it.
Nope, I run.
Why can't
Yeah,
we ever
no.
find a key on the
run.
ground? Why can't we ever
Like-
find a key just lying on the ground? It always has to be inside of some Inception fucking snake.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Inception
Inception
it's
snake.
all
That's his
the
name
stuff
now.
It's always so hard
Inception
to
snake. That's
The
him.
two of you look at that and
Chill out in
Inception
car.
snake.
We've all seen the Inception snake.
A snake
Cheating
within
in
a
the
snake.
time knife.
I fancy that the two of you look at each other and then you wordlessly just turn and run.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, like
I
high
love it.
knees, high elbows, like
Yeah.
perfect form. Pick the apple,
Like
put it in the
cartoon
pocket.
sound.
I
Pick
love-
the apple,
Right.
put it in the pocket.
I love it so much because literally moments before that we're like, shields up, let's fucking go
Yeah.
and do this. And that's it, you know, you're like, nope, absolutely not.
That like
Absolutely not.
Flintstones running in place sound, those drums.
I suddenly realized I need to walk Armoros.
Yeah, gotta go.
Yeah,
I forgot to water my plants, left my stove on, and we're out.
I have to water my
look at
stove.
this. Good
Gotta
time.
go.
Gotta iron my cat. All right.
So, yeah, we
Sorry.
got out of there, Steven.
And Kara, you
Yeah.
squeeze your way under the floor, and
Mhm.
what greets you is a smorgasbord of sights and smells. Somewhere high above you, there's this chemical wash wafting down towards your exquisitely sensitive nose, and you see these 6 green suns hanging in the sky, just like skyscraper height, like cloud height above you, just astronomically high. They look like great green globes glowing down upon this room. The room itself is brightly lit, once again, by these mage lights that look like burning suns hanging along the walls. There are a number of like bookshelves and just shelving units, both around the edges of this room and in the center of this room. If I go take a look at it, I think there's like 6 in the center. Yeah, there's 6 in rows down the center and 3 along each wall. So there's 12 in total.
Mhm.
And it appears as though there is a large array of material in here. In fact, from where you are, you can see a couple of things, not a lot. You see that telltale glow of the arcane flux that you pulled, or that Aya pulled from the arcane rift, just sort of sitting up on a high shelf somewhere. You see scatterings of gold coins and pouches filled with gems and gold and things like this. You see like another sun-sized object that glows with a cool blue glow. And you see at the far end of this massive space, you see this gargantuan giant made out of clay that turns and like looks towards you and just goes. And around its neck.
I thought he was gonna say mouse, but he just said.
He just said Maybe he'll say pretty soon, but right now he's just saying. Around its neck, there's a gold chain. And hanging from that gold chain, there is a gold key with a ruby set in its handle. And inside the ruby is a single dancing flame.
Why do I feel like we got to get all these keys, guys? It's going to be some lock and key type of shit. We're going to have to find all the keys.
All of them, and the crown.
And the key's gonna go in the crown, and then you'll control the flames and be like, yeah.
So does this? I'm assuming this is like a Gollum. What does he see me?
There's one other thing that you see.
What?
Behind the golem, on the far wall, there's this massive, like glacial slab of black glass.
Oh God damn it!
Damn.
Oh.
That looks like it almost has its own set of like reflections and refractions descending back into the distance inside of
it. Okay. Yeah, so this clay man know that I'm in there.
What's
or
that?
Is he just like, oh, there's a mouse?
He knows that you're there as a mouse, in that he's seen you, and he's like,
mouse?
Mouse?
Okay. Okay, so there were books. There's the green flaming suns. There's the key.
Yep.
I guess I'll skitter over there and just see if he tries to squish me or not first.
Yeah. As you like, he's not moving towards you or anything. As you skitter across the floor, like he's definitely watching you. He's going, and then you skitter over closer to him, and he steps in your direction.
I stop moving.
he steps another step in your direction. And then he kneels down onto one knee. Then this huge hand, the size of a bridge, comes reaching towards you and brushes against the ground with the gentle scrape of clay on the stone. And he goes,
I slowly walk over to his hand. And first I just take one paw.
Yeah.
And I just put it on like the edge of one of his gigantic
fingers,
like to see if he's like friends. Like
he rests perfectly still, like the way that only a statue can rest, right? He's not breathing or heart beating or anything. He's just
okay. So I will continue up and sort of just stop and sit in his palm and look at him and see if he's okay with that.
The world falls away beneath you, and you feel this overwhelming sense of vertigo as you rush up through the air, skyscraper height, until he brings you close. And then he brings his hand up to his shoulder.
I get on his shoulder.
You get on his shoulder. He puts his hand down, and he goes, and he just stands there, statuesque.
Now you stuck up on his shoulder.
I'm not stuck. Is it?
You think he's gonna let you leave?
He's not gonna let you leave. This is gonna be of mouse and men type shit. He's gonna accidentally squish you or do some shit, and it's gonna be terrible.
Let you just gonna let you for shoulder?
He's gonna like accidentally just squish you and be like, it's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be really sad.
Listen. If I listen to the haters, I'd never make friends with golems. So
I think now is a good time to return over to Sarek. So Sarek, you've emerged from a set of stairs leading up to the open air. And so like this is the set of stairs, right? You come up this way, and you're standing here in the open air, and there's a slope here, which is the Colosseum's like seating.
Sure.
And there's stairs going up and down this way. And down here in the center is the Colosseum floor.
Is that what was so terrifying? Like a lot of stairs? Like Sarah's like, so many stairs!
So many stairs! So
the elevator.
The Colosseum floor is astonishing because there's this scintillating dome of golden force that's just covering the entire floor of the Colosseum. And again, like imagine a football stadium, right? It's like, 100 yards long, 300 feet, whatever. And there's this scintillating dome of golden force that's covering the whole thing. And in the center of it is is a woman with raven black hair wearing like a gi.
Okay.
And she's got her hands up, like raised to the sky. There's a book hovering in front of her where the pages are just flipping back and forth by the force of whatever wind that's also whistling her raven hair up in basically in like a tornado above her head. She's shouting something, but you can't hear anything because as soon as the sound hits this dome, it's clearly sort of muffled or dampened somehow. You can hear like this. There are 4 attendants in there with her, and in front of her on the ground is this glowing golden vortex that looks so like, that thing where in video games you can tell that it's a 2-dimensional texture, but it's supposed to be 3-dimensional?
Yes.
It looks like that. There's like this plastered on like golden vortex that looks like a 2D texture painted to look as if it's 3D, as if it's like this tunnel punched through to somewhere else.
Okay.
And up above the center of the Colosseum is that whirling white sort of like tornado of energy that you saw as you were approaching. So that's what astonishes you. And then what horrifies you is that there are just bodies strewn all over here, like immediately right here. There's like 8 dead bodies of these guards of Astapon. And like one of them has this huge puncture wound in his back, like going through the golden wings. Another one has like his armor just like torn and rent, and like, he's just been savaged by something.
And how many overall, like, besides the bodies I can see immediately in front of me, are there bodies like everywhere, or is it? It's not like
every seat. In fact, it looks like there's a cluster of bodies here at this entrance,
okay.
And then across the way there's another entrance. So like maybe if you had taken the hallway the other direction, there would be another set of stairs directly across from you that came out on the other side. And you can see there's only one body over there, and something glimmers from atop his chest.
Oh, hell no. Okay, can I get a quick look to see if there's a giant beastie flying around here?
Well, how interesting of you to ask, Sarek. Because as you look around across the Colosseum, this massive flying beast lands. You know how like there's the stairs, but like there was like a space where they had to come out of. There's like an awning covering the stairs. So like the awning is also made of stone. So this beast just slams into the stone awning across the stairs and like reaches down with its huge jaws and like tears a leg off of the corpse across the way. Just, you can hear like the crunch from all the way across the Colosseum and just gulps it down. It's very like Jurassic Park. And then it like swings its head side to side and roars. The camera shakes to show you how loud it is. And then its eyes turn in your direction and it just stops. It freezes, completely frozen into stillness as its eyes lock with yours.
Before I, try my hardest to just dodge out of the way of this, because look, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna make some plays. I'm gonna make some plays happen. I need to know, can I, perceive in some way, is this thing working with gold shield people, or is it is the gold shield there to like stop this dude from interfering with whatever they're doing?
It sounds like you're trying to understand the relationship between these mages and this shield and this wyvern, which,
Yes.
by the way, is easily twice the mass of the wyvern you faced.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm not even worried. It's all good.
Game. Are you more relying on your knowledge of Arcana or your knowledge of nature to understand the relationships between these two
nature.
things?
I'm not. I don't. There's no way I could figure out through magic stuff what's going on, so I have to do nature.
Give it a roll.
Okay. What would this be under?
It's under your skills, under the letter N for nature.
Oh, boy. I am terrible at this. They're the exact same thing. But not
17,
that terrible.
Killer. Nice. So you look around, you can see, so like as you look around, you can see up on the outer walls of the Colosseum, you see like the collection of like broken furniture and like tops of trees and like bodies and shit that makes up the nest of this creature. It's sort of like a quarter turn off the way from directly across from you where it has landed to perch above this corpse. And it looks as though like the people right here are Knights of Astafon, who are like the only relationship you can infer from the information you have available to you is that all of the humans you see here are working together, right? There's these mages, there's these Knights of Astafon. There were Knights of Astafon guarding the front of this place. There are mages patrolling the interior. They all seem to be working together. These knights next to you were very clearly destroyed, just murdered by this wyvern. Same as that poor unfortunate soul all the way across the way. So they don't seem to be working together, more that, you know, this wyvern lives here and the mages happen to need to work here.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So positioning wise, I'm across from this giant ass beast. It is hovering or sitting above the one body that has a key.
Yes.
And how much time do we have?
2 ticks of the clock.
And that is generally
all
what?
the time.
What would that be?
So if you took a short rest, that would be 1 tick.
Sure.
If you fought a fight, that would be 1 tick.
Sure. All right. And this guy has locked his eyes right onto me. We are like staring each other down.
Yes.
Oh,
you're having like a man-beast mind meld moment.
Oh hell, Sarek, you a bad bitch. Let's do this. I want to get that key. I want to go across the top and dodge and twirl and get that damn key. I'm not trying to engage a fight. I'm trying to avoid the fight.
This is amazing. I love it.
Why wouldn't you look for a brazier?
Because there's no brazier up here.
Okay,
so you're gonna start like sprinting along seats, or like they're not seats, they're like stone steps that are seating sized, right? Yes. You're gonna sprint along and like try to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge your way like through columns
to get that key,
to run around all the way around to the other side and grab the key.
That's right.
Wonderful. You take off running. The beast launches into the sky.
I want to keep staring it down, by the way. I want to like...
You're running like this.
Well, I mean, no. I'm like looking at it as it goes up, and then I'm like, bye, bitch, I'm running. I'm like, choo, choo, choo. Right? I'm picking the apple, put it in my pocket. Picking the apple, put it in my pocket.
Awesome. So you're running, and then we do
steal my life.
Good technique.
We do the cut from your apple picking to Aya's apple picking.
Yeah.
Aya and Kairos, where are you two running? Are you running back out into the main hallway?
No, I stayed to the offices. Yeah.
Around towards the offices?
Yeah.
Okay.
We could lose him in there.
So here's the thing. You turn tail and you start booking it, and you hear this, and you hear the thing just like surge its way along the hallway behind.
Is it faster than us?
You turn around just to catch a glimpse. It is gaining on you.
I say this as I'm running.
Would the two of you please roll athletics?
I'm not athletic.
Okay.
Well.
Amazing.
At this moment, you are.
Now you're gonna see the name of this thing.
By the way, I am now running like Tina from Bob's Burgers.
So, wait, are your hands like sort of flapping behind you?
Now they are. Now that I see it's like gaining on me. Like I was like really good form. And then as I see it getting closer, I'm like
All right, let's see how this thing does. Boom. Oh, damn. You smoked it for the first time. All right, you go running and you manage to gain a little bit. So this is like first to 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a best of 5 match structure. So will the two of you make a second athletics check?
Nailed it.
Oh. Whoa. Okay, this time
Save yourself,
Kairos.
Bye.
Kairos, what is it that causes you to slow down so much?
My own good heart, knowing that if I slow down, I can buy time for Aya to get away.
Yeah.
Okay.
That, and I want to believe that Kairos is the type to like try to encourage, which makes him slow down. You know, like if you have like a running coach where you're like, all right, so you just want to pace yourself. No, put your arms back. Don't flop them loosely on your side.
Yes, awesome. Yeah, okay, you're running down the hallway. It's dim light. This thing is gaining on you. Yeah, I think it's probably like 40 feet away from you now. So make another. So the two of you have succeeded once, failed once. So go ahead and make another roll. Athletics.
No, can I stop running to escape it and just use my time to just give Aya a success?
Just straight up sacrifice yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just want this thing to open its mouth and instantly
that's what I'm
devour
gonna
you
do.
and keep going.
Yeah, that's also
You're
would
like,
be really
I've got
awesome.
this. Nyom.
You're like, okay, you got to stop flapping your hands by your butt and you got to like start kicking up your knees. And Aya does not listen. She's in her own world. And I think maybe that is what inspires Kairos to just turn and face the music. You turn around, Kairos, and the overwhelming shadow pattern of this thing's translucent flesh strikes just like a cascade of numbness into your mind. Please make a DC 17 wisdom saving throw against the scintillating shadow of the deific Ichor. Oh, nice. Yes, you are not stunned, but the creature rushes towards you. You are stopped, and I'm assuming you were like prepared to meet it.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm going to let you act first. What do you do?
Well, they shall know no fear as I go at this thing with a spear. I'm just gonna smite it.
Amazing. Go ahead.
Right.
Roll your attack.
Tilt my helmet down and just gonna fight this thing down. Frozen spear. No.
Frozen
Probably
spear.
miss.
10. Oof. You know, you strike
4.
out with the frozen spear, but one of its eye stalks catches your blow and parries it to the side, making your spear glance off the strangely resistant hide of this gelatinous creature.
Yeah.
Your second one strikes into it, dealing 5 piercing and 2 cold damage.
You know what? I'm gonna burn my last spell slot here.
Nice.
I'm gonna see if this works. I'm gonna wrathful smite it.
Cool. What does Wrathful Smite do beyond just the 4 psychic?
When I hit with a melee weapon attack, I deal 1d6 psychic damage. Or I can't copy it. And then you need to make a wisdom saving throw or be frightened till the spell ends.
Damn.
It might
Be
be immune to
frightened?
frightened. Yeah, it might be immune to it. But that's
Cool.
fine.
Okay. So here is that wisdom saving throw. Wow. It succeeds.
Yeah, you beat it. Okay.
It still takes that. Damage. I'm gonna just toss this this creature out.
11.
Here. Yep. There we go. We're just gonna go all the way full size.
All right.
Yep.
Yep.
Why
Yeah,
you
of
gotta be
course.
like this?
Good.
If I frightened it, it would mean it can't move towards me. How awesome would it have been if I would have stopped this thing in its tracks? God damn it. All right.
So you deal 11 damage.
Yeah, I do 11 damage to it. Look at that hit.
That's what it
Look at that
looks
bar
like.
go down.
And then it launches itself at you.
Yeah.
It does a multi-attack.
Yep.
1 bite attack. Wow. Hitting you with a 28.
That barely beats my 18 armor class.
You got 26 piercing damage from
I'm
its,
immediately killed.
acidic fangs.
Immediately go to 0.
And then it swallows you.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Well,
I think that's it for Kyra.
I mean, that thing just barely hits me. That's fine.
just grazed you.
It's a scratch.
Just scraped just a little bit on the cheek.
I'm still running.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You get a free success for this one, so you're at 2 successes.
Okay.
Make a 3rd athletics check.
Okay.
May my sacrifice not be in vain.
come on. You could do it. Do it.
16, pretty good, not too bad. Let's see how this goes.
+8.
You could technically beat it.
No. You could technically.
There is a world in which
you had a 35% chance of succeeding.
You see this quaint
40.
wooden door off around the curve
ties
to
are
the
even.
left that has the word office written above it in like golden calligraphic script.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden from behind you, there's this whabam. It hits you with a 31, launching itself into your back, dealing you only
it close
17
enough?
piercing damage.
Is it?
Yeah.
close enough to
So
that?
like it devoured Eric and then kept charging after her. So like we're not running this like a real combat, but we're doing the like skill check to see if you can escape or whatever. It's like, but literally and legitimately, its move speed is 40. So if we were running it as a legitimate combat, these two would definitely have been caught. This is actually the more permissive way of running this particular kind of encounter. You take 17 damage, and then I need you to make a DC 18 dexterity.
I'm dead.
Oh, you're swallowed too.
I'm on the moon, covered in goop.
Yep.
The two of you hear this.
Oh,
What's up, group friends?
I just say to
Welcome.
Kairos, I'm just like,
I get there, I'm like, oh,
Not a
thank
good
God,
runner.
she's gonna make it. And then I like
Yeah,
open my eyes
I'm
and you're
you see me like covered in ichor, and I'm like,
yeah.
cardio is not.
Yeah, I like the idea that Kairos got to the moon and he's like, oh good,
Yeah.
my sacrifice was worth it. And then suddenly you're there too.
Yeah, you're there too, and then you immediately, and then the
Damn it.
started, it's immediately, it's just cardio's not my strong suit.
Cardio is not.
That's exactly what you said. Oh my God, it's so good. Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
You got goop.
Right. And Kara,
Yeah.
this statue hasn't moved since it
Okay.
gently lifted you to its shoulder.
Okay.
What do you do?
Well, I guess is there any kind of brazier situation going on in this room that I haven't noticed yet?
No.
No. Are there any is there you said there's a table with a bunch of stuff on it, right?
There's like bookshelves basically stacked with goods.
Okay.
Yeah. And one of them, in case you didn't quite catch it because of the way I'm describing things to your mouse eyes, one of them is a tier of saloon.
Yeah, I figured that.
Okay.
I'm just trying to we know it's there, but if I can find a brazier before I get murdered, like that'd probably be ideal. So I'm trying to see if there's a way I can ask the golem, like, is there a brazier around here? So you said there were books on the shelves though, right?
No, actually, well, so like if you take
No.
a little bit of time now that you've had some time to sit on the shoulder of this creature,
Mm-hmm.
here's what you can see by like scanning around the room. There's a pile of arcane flux. You can't quite see how much.
Yeah.
There's a scattering of gold. It looks like quite a lot, but you can't count it in your mouse form. There's at least a couple of fancy looking gems.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you can't get a hard figure of exactly how many or exactly what they are. There's a scroll case that looks like it's the kind of thing that you would contain magical scrolls in. There's like a talisman, a choker, like a set of manacles. I think that's about it. There's a tier of saloon, and then like far above, like you sit and you look and you realize that there are like
glass globes. Yeah, glass globes containing some green liquid hanging suspended from the ceiling.
Okay.
Now, as you sit here on this creature's shoulder, it comes to mind that you are mere inches away from this golden key that sits draped around his neck.
I want to just climb down and like be near the key and sort of like pat on the key and then like squeak at him like I'm asking him what the key is for. Like I'm not trying to take it yet.
Mm-hmm. You climb down. His skin is very easy to climb. He's made out of cracked clay. Mm-hmm. Your claws find sufficient purchase. It's very easy. You climb down. You tap the key. You squeak up at him. He doesn't really notice. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't respond at all.
Okay. Am I able to take the key? Is it something that can be detached from him?
So it's like about mouse size.
By me? Okay.
So like it's hard to wrestle with. Do you want to start trying that?
Yeah. Let's see if we can get the key off.
Give me an Ankara strength test.
I have just like a random like because I've never played a druid question. Can you shapeshift from one animal form directly into another?
I don't think so.
Okay. You have to go back to human.
Yeah. No, yeah, I've never done it that way.
I was going to say, it would be really funny if you just turned into a bear. And
that'd be...
squished him. Like right now.
I'm such a strong mouse.
Wow, you are such a strong mouse. I was like, yeah, this key is made out of gold. It's mouse size. This is actually going to be kind of a struggle. But like, you just hulk out as your mouse form. Just like, have you seen those pictures of those cows that are like the beefcake cows that have like extra muscles? Yeah, this is what you look like, except in mouse form. Just like, boy, you have. Did y'all know that? Who's the artist for
cows? So rude.
Eric, you're gonna know the answer to this. Who's the artist who did all the famous Conan art?
Frank Frazetta?
Yes. Did you know that Frank Frazetta wasn't satisfied with how buff people looked when he drew them anatomically correct, and so he added extra muscles to the human form when he drew them?
I did not know that, but that is pretty awesome.
Yes. So
I
like
enjoy his naked dragon ladies. I know that.
There you go. So that's what this mouse looks like. It's a mouse with like extra muscles drawn on it. Like it's been genetically engineered over generations of mice to be like the strongest Arnold Schwarzenegger mouse ever. You pick up this key.
Steroids.
And there's just no problem. Like it's attached to this gold chain. Like you're gonna. Do you want to just like try to like lift it off his head, or you're gonna like climb up his face to get it over and around his neck?
I'll go around the back so I can just bring it down over his head gently.
Yeah, so you like climb up past where his ear might be if you were a person, and climb up onto the top of his head, and just like you're like some sailor like lifting an anchor. And you get this key up, and you're holding it like between your mouth and like your little mouse paws, and like you finally manage to get away where you can hold onto it with one paw and then like walk with your other three and climb.
Okay.
What do you do?
How far away did you say the Tier of Saloon was?
Ooh, yeah, it's probably like 3 miles away across this barren desert floor, and then like up 2 mountains worth of shelves.
Okay. He seems pretty fine so far. I'm trying to decide if I want to change back. Is there anything else I can do? Let's see. Maybe can I climb down and look up at him and not all the way down, I guess, but back to like the edge of his hand if he's holding it out. Mm-hmm. And then try to tell him to like I'd like to move towards where the Tier of Saloon is. Like can I pull a little bit on his hand?
Yeah, so you like climb down on the hand and like put down the key, and you like pull on the hand like eek eek.
Yeah.
He doesn't respond.
Okay. I guess I'll climb.
Meantime,
okay.
While you're thinking of what else to do, The camera zooms up through the rock to where Sarek is sprinting. Just, okay,
and everything's
Sarek.
fine. And this everyone's like, holy crap, that guy's fast. I shouldn't engage him.
Did I thought I had made an entry for this wyvern already.
No.
Sarek, why is my entry not here?
His name is Jonathan the Kind Wyvern.
It's okay. I think it uses the same table as Brit's mouse, so you could probably just use that for the wyvern.
I think so too.
Sure.
Yeah.
That seems about right.
I mean, they're known as
Same stat block.
Yeah, the mice of dragons.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boop, boop, boop. Yeah. Yep.
And he's like, oh, man. What a great
I like duplicate
guy.
this. Copy this.
Do you want to rest on my shoulder? I have a key for you, he says.
Did that work? Did that do anything?
Oh boy.
Right?
He doesn't.
He puts out his hand.
And I get in his hand, and then he puts me on his shoulder. And then we fly away together. And I'm like, bye, everyone.
Never-ending story.
Yeah, and we see Sebastian and everyone, and it's great. Atreyu got his horse back. Everything worked out fine. The end. I get to hang out with that princess who's like, Sebastian!
See.
You have to believe, Sebastian!
You have to give me a name. It's the lady in the middle of the dome.
Right.
Yeah.
Yup.
We're just buying Steven time.
Yeah.
You are buying me time. Okay, awesome. Yes, this this extraordinarily large wyvern comes barreling down out of the sky in your direction.
This fool. I use my awesome,
Right where I
amazing.
want him.
Yeah. What a fool. He committed. I'm gonna use my skills to get out the way and keep
He
going.
did commit.
Yeah.
Now
Committed.
you're
What a
you're
fool.
basically ready for this, and you're planning on how to make your efficient escape. So I'm gonna let you roll for initiative.
Do the pushing up your glasses thing. Cool.
Yeah, and then they become like solid white as they go like,
Yeah.
yeah. I know how
Right where I
glasses
want
work. Please, I have glasses. I know how they work.
Whoa!
How is that? Well,
You're too busy adjusting your glasses.
well, I die. This is how I
Too busy
die.
going
I die
dead.
before I even start. Before we even start, I die. I literally just like, haha, and then I'm dead now. Cool, great. I didn't even get to do anything. Initiative killed me.
I don't know.
That's a cute little wyvern, though. He looks like his name could maybe be Jim Bob.
Jim Bob, the ever crackening.
The ever crackening. Holy shit!
His face is cute.
Jim Bob Bone Chewer.
The wyvern matriarch. Yes, does this.
He looks like he like chews on things. You know the way like
She.
dogs chew on bones at the back of their mouth, where they're like. Looks like he eats things like that. His mouth.
13. Come on.
I bet she has a great smile, though.
Oh yeah.
All
Well, isn't he
teeth.
smiling?
He is.
A little
He's
bit.
got like big, sharp teeth.
Yeah, he's
right in
smiling.
his
It's
face.
picture day at school. Look at him. He's ready.
I hate this.
I love
I'm
his
getting-
wide stance too. He's such a wide stance.
I'm gonna
There we
die
go.
a
Okay,
terrible
so
death.
first,
You're like, he's got a nice smile.
He's cute.
we need to do this
I'm gonna
and
get
then
flattened.
this.
I'm gonna get
and
crushed
do
beneath
that.
this thing and devoured. You're all
Doesn't mean
like,
it's not adorable.
And Kara,
I'm not saying I want you to die. I'm just. These are two separate issues.
right. Of course.
Wonderful. Let's put that in descending order. All right, Sarek.
We're spending so much time going through what is obviously my death, but yeah, please continue.
I actually do need this character created.
Please continue.
It attacks you once with its bite, hitting you, dealing you 13 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then it attacks you once with its claws, hitting you,
Good.
dealing you 12 slashing damage.
I'm dead.
Well.
And then it stings your dead body, hitting you. Oh no, it didn't hit. Well, yeah, it did hit you because you're unconscious. So yes, now you die.
Couldn't even initiative killed me. Initiative killed. Actually, it was the bite and the claws, but the initiative helped. All right. Okay.
All right, friends. I think the last remaining member of the party alive is Ankara. So,
True.
What did you want to do?
Yeah. So I think before I, is there any way I can see, or do I know how to like control this golem so it's mine instead of whoever built it?
There's no evidence of such a thing.
Okay.
It doesn't have any hair, so you can't pull on it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Just don't know how golems are made. I mean, he was obviously, well,
Clay and magic.
I was muted. Do you have a maker's? Does it have a maker's mark?
Yeah. Does it have a rune?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, probably like on the back of its forehead. You know what the Agent 47 barcode is?
Okay. I mean, does that tell me anything?
I don't think you're familiar with the sigil. You haven't seen it.
Okay. Well, then, shit. How far away you said the? Oh God, okay, can I carry the key over to by where the tier of saloon is located?
You definitely could. And Kara, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Oops. Sorry.
Yeah. 22 is pretty dang good. You're looking around the room, you're trying to figure out what to do. So like, obviously all the way across the room at the other end, there's this door with a gap. You could definitely get out through the gap. You could fit the key through the gap as well. As a mouse, it would be impractical to try to secure any other treasure from in here.
Okay.
In your mouse form, and also the key. You could probably make out with like one of these gemstones if you wanted instead of the key.
And the door is locked on the inside?
It's a huge, massive door that's like skyscraper sized.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about getting out really.
But there is something else that you see from your perch on top of this golem's shoulder, which is that the Darkling Mirror behind you.
Yeah.
You feel a faint warmth from your left hand where you wear the ring of the Darkling Mirror, and you realize that you can see further into the mists inside the mirror than you ever were able to before.
Okay. What do I see?
Oh, like it's just like
further in.
You know, in the Wheel of Time where there's the ways that are like all dead and broken and whatever, and it's sort of like Shadow Realm or whatever. It's like that. That's what you see. You see like basically a gray stone walkway that's like repeated and endlessly mirrored off into the distance until it sort of curves out of sight by the refraction of the mirror, and this shadow and mist and fog. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna climb down with the key and stand in front of the golem.
Yep.
And as like controlled and non-aggressively as I can, I'm going to change back into myself.
I think that's a great point for us to take our 5-minute break.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break and come back to Ankara's death. Stay tuned. We will see y'all in a hot minute. Go get a drink. Go do whatever makes you happy. And we'll see you all very shortly. Stay tuned. Byung. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Sunfall Cycle. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's do whatever the hell it is we do. I imagine wait for Brit to get smashed.
No, you're gonna wait for me to become friends with the golem.
How are you
Right,
gonna get
Steven?
down?
So Britt climbs
climbs
down right
down.
with the key, and then slowly and carefully turned back into Ankara.
This is
Yes.
all right. First off, how does one slowly and carefully go from mouse to elf? And more importantly, you're telling me that you in mouse form took this key, and then you're gonna be like, oh, by the way, I took this key, and I'm not even a mouse. And this guy's gonna be like, I still trust you and believe in you.
Maybe he's just a golem. I'm gonna be very gentle with him.
You're hoping he's an idiot. Good luck. Good luck.
Ankara, you turn back into Ankara form and stand there holding the key in front of this golem. This golem's head just goes, and then goes. What do you do?
Oh, I'm holding the key out to show him that like he can take it back if he wants.
He goes.
He rips both your hands off.
Shush.
And then he says, no.
No.
Mouse.
Oh.
Dogs. Shit.
He wants me to be a mouse. Got it. Can I say, I'm just gonna say yes. 1 second, and I will be mouse. As I'm walking backwards, I just want to grab this blue orb.
Yeah.
Can I reach it? I can reach it now that I'm human sized, right?
So yeah, let's take a look at this.
He breaks all your bones.
Let's take a look at this.
As you reach
I'm
out,
taking you to the lair of death, but that's because I have so many screens I have to go over there. There. Now we're in the Gollum room. I need an Ankara.
I love how you're just in an obvious boss fight room, and it's just like,
Gollum Room. Yeah, when a room has a name like that, it's definitely a boss fight room.
I mean, I know I'm gonna die one way or another.
Steven took the time to draw this, so you have to assume he's not gonna let you get out of here.
It has obvious green orb boss mechanics.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
Sorry, Steven, you just showed your.
I'm not even going after the flux,
hands.
man. I'm just trying to get that tier.
All right, Ankara. Down here is the tier of saloon.
Down there? Oh, okay, so it's further away than I thought.
Yes.
Okay.
Should have
I guess
a mouse.
When he says no mouse, I stop backing away and I go, person?
His poor eyes just become incredibly sad. They go like,
oh no.
And then he goes, and then
okay.
Hold for, and then he punches you.
You explode.
Go from so wholesome to like 20.
I'm dead. He killed me.
You take 25 bludgeoning damage.
So he just.
I'm dead.
Like
no, we're almost friends. Fuck.
I'd like to imagine that the scene is sort of like.
How does he not know that I'm can't be a mouse if he kills me?
Oh, I can't move her body. I was gonna have your body fly through the entire level as he just punches you out the door.
And Kara, as his fist connects, the cracks in his body and skin glow this sinister red.
Uh-oh,
Please
he's
make
not a nice golem.
a Constitution saving throw. You're aiming for a 15.
Okay.
Yo!
And Kara, you feel your very life force, like the stuff that exists at the very core of who you are.
Oh no!
The core that persists when you die. You feel your life force rocked and beginning to be drained away by the force of this attack, but you manage to resist. You hold on.
Okay, good.
Your hit point maximum is not reduced.
Oh, hell no!
I was like, no. Don't do it.
Oh no.
So the four of you awaken on the Gardens of the Moon.
Do I have the key?
You have the key.
I got something.
You feel the breeze of the moon blowing across these green gardens, and these flowers blossoming around you smell sweet. And you hear Saloon say, "Welcome. It's so good to see you."
I'm just laying on my back and I'm like, ah! And I just hold the key up.
You see, like, Kairos.
The Gollum is not friendly.
Kairos is showing Aya some, like, endurance building exercises, and she's kind of begrudgingly doing them and being like, well, I don't know, if you showed me how to do it one more time, maybe, like, why don't you do a set
Here.
and then I'll copy, and then maybe I can figure it out. What are you calling a lunge? What is this?
All right. The key thing is to remember: big butt, big shoulders.
Big butt.
Arch your back.
Okay. And then what?
No, you're not doing. You got it. It's from the hips. So you got to stick it. Stick
My
your
hands
hips
are like
out.
this the entire time too. Okay, so I put my legs like this. This hurts. I don't think my body has ever moved like this before.
All right. Well, maybe Sark can help you out. Sark, then go over to.
Sark is like resting under a tree, not even like just laughing at this attempt at physical activity.
Maine is looking down at you, cocking his head back and forth, his big opal eyes scintillating as he looks.
Yeah, I'm just like looking up, looking at these goofballs.
Food.
And
I in my hand I have one coin, and I keep like trying.
Are you doing like the across the knuckles, like?
Yeah, but like also like flipping it up a little bit, but also not high enough that he can eat it. Just a total
he's like
dick
snapping
move.
it, like.
Oh yeah, just being an asshole.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Amazing.
Well,
Can
at
we
least
figure
you
out
got
what
a
the key
key.
does? Do we know
I give up
anything?
on the
Yeah.
lunges.
I saw the key too. What does your key look like?
It has, what color of gemstone did it have?
Yeah, so
a ruby, is that what you said?
Yeah, make sure you write this down.
Yep.
In Kara, you have a key, and it's made of gold. And in the handle of the key, there is a ruby set. And inside of the ruby dances a fire, a flame.
Right.
Well, I saw the key as well.
We saw a key too.
So
Our
there's at least
key
3
might not be
keys?
attainable.
This actually worked out incredibly. I did not expect you to split up and go looking in 3 different directions.
I know. So we got at least 3 keys. No idea what they go to.
What else did you find when you were about? Any braziers?
No, found a golem, not friendly. Tried to make friends with him. He liked me as a mouse though, so there's that.
Interesting.
Tira Saloon.
You got to Tira Saloon?
No, didn't get it. Died.
I'm sorry. You didn't? But you found
Didn't get it. I found it. It's in there with the golem.
And you chose to get the key instead.
Well, I was gonna try and get both, but I was a mouse. Listen, you weren't there, okay? Just
Where's your
off.
key, Sarek? Since you're
Yeah.
since apparently a key is better than the rest of us did.
Well, you see,
What you bring back?
there were multiple wyverns, and I killed 3 of them, but 1 remained, and we were locked in an epic battle. And then there was like a shield of sunlight, of energy, and then like I got blinded by it. Got in my eyes, and then I was like, oh no, and then it got me, and I was so close.
Yeah, the golem and I fell in love. We got married. We had a whole family. I taught him how to read, and then we had a horrible breakup. But then we became friends again, and then we got in a weird kind of friendly argument, but then we decided to just settle it with a fight, and that's when he killed me, so that's how I ended up here.
I've been there before. That checks out.
Yeah. See, our story requires no fabrication, right, Kairos? Because we fought a snake with snakes for eyes, and those snakes had also snakes for eyes. Now you might be like, oh, is she bullshitting us the way we are? Nope. We're legitimately giant, acidic, grease snake full of galaxies and keys and magic with snakes for eyes. A snake with snake for eyes, and the snake eyes also have other snakes for eyes that also have other snakes for eyes. I couldn't count how far down that turtle column went before it ate me.
A lot of
So many
snakes.
So many snakes.
There were also green orbs and magical scrolls. It's like a whole room of treasure, basically.
Wait,
Oh,
so okay, time out. So you found a snake with snake eyes that also had snakes on those snake eyes.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying.
I found 4 wyverns and slayed 3 of them, and there's only 1 left now. And Britt, wait, Inkara, I don't know who Britt is. Inkara found a room full of treasure and a friendly golem who she married, had children with, and then ended up getting in a fight and killed.
You didn't actually believe that, did you? Pregnancy takes a minimum of 3 months, depending on the gestational period of the octopod that you're trying to.
I don't know how
birth.
mice get pregnant. I've never even looked into that. What? It's not my thing. You're the
Probably spontaneous generation from grain.
Yes, it's not.
Sark doesn't understand what sarcasm is.
Sarcasm.
I know what sarcasm is.
I caught
No, I didn't fall in love with a golem. Well, I did a little bit, but it wasn't a relationship. It was he killed me because I turned into a human and he wanted me to be a mouse.
Wait, time out.
We have to get past this.
No.
Swiped left. You had the key. And then, rather than going to go get the tear, your assumption was that if you became you again, he would what?
Well, he was friends with me when I was a mouse.
Because he were a mouse.
But
He would marry her and then stay with her forever.
if I could have gotten that golem to prove that he wasn't going to kill me when I knew I was going to die anyway, that would have been huge. It didn't pan out. But can you imagine if it did? What a score.
I could imagine a lot of
A
things.
friend who's a golem? Yes, please.
Friend golem could maybe throw down with
Yeah.
snake eyesception.
So that's why I tried to make friends with it.
Inception.
But it didn't want to be friends with me.
Well,
as
now
a-
we have to
got
kill
some
it.
galaxy brain strats.
as a druid.
Now we have to kill it. We have to kill it, the snake, and the last of the 4 wyverns that I destroyed.
Well, we can see how it goes when we get back over there.
Wait, how many wyverns did you kill?
4.
Yeah.
There were 3 total, and 1
17.
remains. Wait, there
So
were
there
4
were 5 and you
total,
killed 4
and
now?
1 remains. Shut up. I'm not making this up.
Are you sure it wasn't 6 and killed 5?
No, it was an even number. Wait, 6 is...
6 was
shut
one
up.
blow.
Shut
Okay.
It was a significant amount, and then I got blinded by the light.
So the 4 of you bicker on the moon for a few days. Finally, hearts and heads cool, and you remember that there's some nice things waiting for you.
Oh yeah,
around the
my
Gardens of the Moon.
locket.
So let's see. Here on the Gardens of the Moon, magic items in progress show to players. Kara, Deether has completed a hat of vermin for you.
Oh, my hat of vermin, yay!
So now there
The-
can be more rats
one
for your golem
is-
friend.
I can summon a bat, frog, or rat at any time.
Wait,
Yes.
do you control these things?
No, they're literally just random bat, frogs, rats, frogs, or rats. But you can make it happen.
I'm so excited.
Possibilities.
And then
What does this hat look like?
Yeah, that's what I was
I'm
just
imagining
I
thinking
said it's
about.
Vermin
Witch hat.
Supreme.
From
I literally imagine it looks like the sorting hat.
I like that.
And it
Okay.
just like it just like
Patchy.
burps out like "Bleh." a bat, frog, or rat whenever you need one. But
Okay. I was thinking of some sort of like weird failed taxidermy of like a Half-Life 2 head crab
No.
and like a skunk.
The hell?
And it's just sits
What?
there. Yeah.
I
Like
was
it's a head
imagining-
crab with a skunk tail, like not like a tassel, you know? Like it's like a weird fence with a head crab.
I was imagining like a little crown with like empty walnuts and stuff around it. So when I summon them, they kind of like summon in the crown and then can like hop off.
Oh,
and
they
stuff.
and they
Well-
hatch from the walnuts?
fortunately, Ankara, that is exactly what it looks like because
Cool.
it's your hat of vermin.
Yes, it is my crown of vermins.
That's
Yes.
perfect. But I was imagining this. Have you all seen the What We Do in the Shadows show?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Not the show.
You know the witch hat made of the skinned witch? That for some reason, that's what I was thinking.
That was good too.
Yes.
What is the sucking feeling in the back? That's the witch's asshole.
I need to watch this show.
Oh,
It's a great. It's so
you
good.
do. Okay, I have a crown of vermin.
And Aya has a dark shard amulet.
Mm-hmm.
It's got like peppers and mushrooms and onions in it, and smells delicious.
Uh-huh. Did you just have someone put pizza next to you? Is that what just? Oh no, that's a cat. I thought you were like pepperoni, mushrooms, onions.
I was like, wait a minute.
Jesse's been in self quarantine too long.
I really would love
a pizza.
Oh my goodness.
I would love a pizza. Let me tell you. Oh my God.
So the dark shard amulet. Oh no, it's not in the DMG. Is it a Xanathar's Guide item?
I think so.
That does track. Now I have to figure out where the magic items are in Xanathar's Guide, which doesn't have an index. Thanks, Xanathar.
Oh, I think I found it. I Googled it.
Tell me about what it
Power
does.
Of the internet. This amulet is fashioned from a single shard of resilient extraplanar material originating from the realm of your warlock patron. While you are wearing it, you gain the following benefits. You can use the amulet as a spellcasting focus for your warlock spells. You can try to cast a cantrip that you don't know. The cantrip must be on the warlock spell list, and you must make a DC 10 intelligence arcana check. If the check succeeds, you can cast the spell. If the check fails, so does the spell, and the action used to cast the spell is wasted. In either case, you can't use this property again until you finish a long rest.
Very cool. So take note of that and make sure you write it down, because I'm going to have a hard time remembering it.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. So
I'll have to remember what kinds of cantrips I might be able to cast.
Deether hands these items to the both of you, and he says, you know, in the work that I was doing, I've had to try to experiment in order to create the effects that you asked of me. I have a few of my cast-offs here that you might desire to purchase. And he shows you this.
Uh-oh.
So,
let's go in.
Deether has the following items. He has Forge Slag. And these things are like, if you've ever played Numenera, they're just literally ciphers, right? And you can only carry 3 of them at a time. And you activate them as a bonus action, and then they are gone. So they're like one-shot magic items. And any of these can be bought for 2 arcane flux. The Slashing Gauntlet, a mangled platinum gauntlet on a leather cord. When worn and activated, the cipher grants you resistance to slashing damage for 2d6 rounds. The Claw of Flame, a dragon's claw smeared with crimson blood. When held and activated, the cipher conjures a Trident of Flames, dealing 2d8 fire damage for 2d6 rounds. A Frost Fragment, an Elder Fragment smeared with golden ichor. When held and activated, the cipher conjures a Wall of Ice for 1d6 rounds, 20 feet tall, 5 feet 3, 60 feet long. The Chain of Motion, a mangled piece of iron chainmail on a leather cord. When worn and activated, the cipher allows you to ignore difficult terrain until you take a long rest, i.e. until you return to the Grounds of the Moon. The Idol of Arkana, a broken obsidian idol engraved with incoherent labyrinths. When thrown at the target, the cipher explodes into a blast of lightning, 4d6 lightning damage, dexterity save for half, 20-foot radius sphere. He also has 3 other experiments, and he informs you that he is going to melt these down if you don't buy them from him so that he can keep experimenting. But he has crafted a Mantle of Spell Resistance, which is rare and requires attunement. While wearing it, you have advantage on saving throws against spells. It's quite expensive, 2,500 gold, 25 arcane flux, and 2 500 gold piece gems. You also have a Ring of Swimming, uncommon, does not require attunement. You have a swimming speed of 40 feet while wearing this ring, 500 gold, 10 arcane flux, 1 100 gold piece gem. And also a Sickle Whip +1, which is an uncommon magic weapon. The sickle is segmented and can be broken into a razor-edged whip with a bonus action. As a whip, it has a finesse and reach properties, but counts as a simple weapon.
The damage in both forms is 1d4 plus 1 slashing. And this item is on sale for 250 gold, 5 arcane flux, and 1 100 gold piece gem.
Is it just me or is True Strike like utterly useless?
True Strike is pretty bad.
Okay. Sorry, it's unrelated, but I was like, you
True
give
Strike
up.
is universally regarded as pretty bad.
Yeah.
I don't know that I need any of those. So if anyone wants to get funky.
And of course, he reminds you he can craft anything you ask him for the prices that we talked about earlier.
I'm good.
A wall of ice might be helpful.
I'm
I was
already
gonna
running out of
say they're
cash.
kind of cool, but
Yeah, I don't think I need anything.
yeah, I'm gonna pass too.
Okay. He shrugs and says, I'll have different items next time.
Okay, cool.
Those are
Leander.
cool. I'm trying to think of how we would use them. I feel like we just don't have a strategy yet.
Yeah.
Fair. He calls off to the corner and says, Leander, they've returned. Leander snaps his book shut and says, oh, yes, well, I have written a report for you on the rights of Zyraxis. Yes, you perhaps would like to read it?
Hecky yes.
While he's handing that off, I just shove the key at him and say, do you know what this is?
He blinks as he hands the rights of Zyraxis off to Sarek. Sarek, would you read this for us?
Oh my goodness. So yeah, we asked Leander, what are the rights of Zyraxis? And with regards to the Tears of Saloon. Oh my god. Zyraxis III sought methods of deepening his connection to and understanding of the cult of Saloon, an ancient cult dedicated to the ancient moon goddess of tides and time. Interesting. In his notes, he writes that he was increasingly taken with the Gardens of the Moon, a sanctuary supposedly reserved for Saloon's true devotees, where incredibly powerful divine and arcane magic could be wrought. Unfortunately, a thorough reading of his work suggests that he never attained access to the garden itself, and the specific rites he used to deepen his connection to the cult and the moon goddess he intentionally destroyed. Hold on now. The specific rites he used to deepen his connection to the cult he intentionally destroyed. Okay. However, he did leave one key ritual intact, which he called Moon's Pool. He claimed it allowed him to feel for a moment the tidal pool of a Tear of Saloon when he was close, allowing him to more quickly locate these fragments and their myriad hiding places.
That's huge.
Yeah. That's helpful.
Moon's Pool, one action component.
I almost went full. You know that dude from Bloodborne that's like, give us eyes. I almost did that, like, you've given us eyes. Now where's the cage on her head?
Can I drop some like questions for the class here really quick?
Mm-hmm.
Not you, Steven, because you're just gonna obfuscate. Cult of Saloon is a new thing.
Yeah.
Cult of Saloon. And
well, we kind of knew a little bit because it said her garden was for her devotees. So I assumed that like she had some type of a following.
Yeah, but I assumed it was like druidy.
Yeah,
that's what I'm wondering. Like, why wouldn't
cult.
I know about it?
Also, Tides and Time, I think, is huge.
Yeah, we didn't know about the time thing. That changes a lot. She could be doing all this shit.
And more specific, reading through his work suggests he never attained access to the garden, but then he just went and straight up destroyed his own work.
Probably so no one else could do it. Right?
But what did he find? Why was it worth destroying? But then leaving the Moon's Pool stuff.
Maybe it was anger though, like she won't let me into the garden.
So he doesn't want anyone going there.
I hate her now.
I don't know. This is, look, going back to my theory that we are being played. Moon Goddess played.
I I feel like we're the ones, us as players, are getting played. This whole time we're thinking this is Dark Souls, but really this is Kingdom Hearts.
I swear
his
to God,
heart lives within my heart, and my heart lives within his heart too.
If at the end,
that's the real.
If at the end, like a dude in a cloak appears, and it's like, ha ha, Isle, you've got to find the heart inside yourself. No. I'm gonna be like, all right, Steven.
I hate that. Fun? I'm sorry. I hate that.
I'd be like, this was fun.
That's what it wants.
Goofy.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, gosh.
Wait.
Oh, guys, you just have to find the heart within yourself.
Come on, Saloon. Let's get out of here.
Saloon. I can't wake up. I'm so bad at it, too.
I can't wake up.
That's really good.
I listened to the KK Slider Bring Me to Life the other day. I just have to recommend.
Oh
but did you notice we have to use Arcane Flux to cast that?
I see that. What does VSM mean?
That's the visual somatic
material
component.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But
virtual sex machine.
Nope. So we're not allowed to use Sword Coast Adventure Guide stuff, though, right, Steven?
Correct. The approved source books are Xanathar's and Dungeon Master's Guide.
Okay, cool. So I've got some cool new tricks, y'all. I got some cool new tricks.
Nice.
This is good.
I feel like no matter what, we should definitely, every time we enter a new area, try and do Moon's Pool.
Mm-hmm.
If we have the stuff to do it.
Sure.
Yeah. We just saw what happened when we put our hands through a flux rift.
So for what it's worth, right now you've got 27 arcane flux.
Yeah, but we're also using that to make magical stuff.
There's a bunch in the Gollum Room.
Well, we don't have the mats for a lot of the magical stuff, though. So
yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Does he know what that key is for, Steven?
You were asking Leander?
Yeah.
He looks at it and he says, it looks like some sort of a key.
Yeah, I know it's a key. Do you know what it does or what it opens or why there's fire inside of the key?
He's usually open locks, but I don't know what it opens. Why there's fire inside.
I hate this dude, low key.
Can I ask our blacksmith, Draxus, if he knows what it is? Because he deals with fire.
He picks it up and he looks at it and he says, this is a mage's thing.
See, somebody helpful.
What's a mage's thing? How is that helpful? It's obviously made. Look, it has a fire dancing inside of a gem. It's obviously magical. He made that up. He doesn't know anything about it.
I just look at Draxus.
Dether?
Dether, sorry.
Jaraxus.
Well, not Jaraxus.
The Eridar Lord of the Burning Legion.
Right. Of course.
He's
trifling gnome.
He says,
yeah.
He turns to you and he says, mage's thing. And then he hands it back.
Oh, boy.
Well,
all right. Okay. Well, did you guys see any of these?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not exactly like that, but we did see a golden key inside the giant snake. So here's my theory. It's a colosseum. Those are the things that probably you have to fight in the colosseum. Maybe if you defeat it, you get the key. The key unlocks your treasure, your champion of the colosseum.
Maybe. Wait, can we just have Leander research this key?
Have the 4 slags been deactivated? They've been thrown to the smelter.
Have the
slags.
The forge slag? No.
Yeah.
He's like collected them off to the side. He's going to deal with.
They're in the pile to go back into the smelter. I think.
Thinking about it, I think we need the frost fragment.
Not a bad idea.
Okay.
Look, a wall is super good. Imagine using that with a wall of fire, so like it can't get around it.
And a tentacle pool.
Yeah, exactly, right? A solid wall of ice could stop us from something. I doubt it will stop the giant time snake, but it will probably stop something smaller. So
we've got one lead on where to find an orb. What else did you see in that room, Ankara? There's a giant. There's a tier of saloon.
Gold, there's gems, there's arcane flux, there's magical, looks like magical scrolls, and then the green globes as well. There's a lot of stuff in there. Does Saloon know about the key? Can I ask her?
Maybe we should be asking Saloon a lot of things.
Yeah, we should go ask Saloon about the key and the time snake.
Saloon has never been helpful.
But now we know that she is.
None of us found a brazier or another way into the Colosseum that's faster.
Yeah, you go ask Saloon about the key, and she says, I'm terribly sorry. I don't know about this item.
Yeah, of course you don't. Of course you don't. Of course you don't.
Maybe.
What about the time snake? What do you know about the time
Leander?
snake? No, we already asked him. What do you know about the time snake?
What is a time snake?
Oh, God. All right, bye.
I told you.
Look at this idiot not knowing what the time snake is.
I just turn around and I look at Aya and I'm like, ugh.
Ugh, I hate her. So bad. So
good to see you.
We know what we have to do. Now it comes down to how do we do that quickly and efficiently? So no one saw any shortcuts? The thing is, I don't know about the Darkling Mirror, and I'm like
oh shit, sorry. Right, yeah, I forgot to tell you guys about the mirror. I was thinking of items. Damn it.
I was like, what are you trying?
Sorry. I'll just include the Darkling Mirror.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
Because I think that's the room we should go for. Because if we...
Oh, like our first Darkling Mirror room?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we can open one of the mirror doors, we'll have a shortcut. And that's what we need. We keep running out of time. It's making us act recklessly, which is interesting. It's funny for sure.
We should go look at it at least. Check it out. See if we can do that.
Try to think how long it would take us to get back to the first Darkling Mirror.
Well, now, y'all remember what it requires to be able to pass through one of the Darkling Mirrors, right?
Blood, right? We got to smear it in blood or something because he gave us the key, right?
There's plenty of people with blood.
He gave you the rings?
Yeah, the rings, yeah.
You okay, pal? Sir?
I have a hojillion sirens going off like immediately outside my door.
I've heard it getting worse as time goes on. It sounds
let
like
me just
go
happening. Close my window and ignore the flames that are arising from downstairs. Hang on, I'll be right back.
This is fine.
You cool cats discuss what you're gonna do next.
He was never seen again.
Okay, so we need blood.
But I mean, how much? Like, is this like, oh, we slice her hand and then like?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably like a hit point of damage.
Some blood, okay.
But that's the thing. Is it like a hit point of damage, or is it like?
Maybe it's a D6 or something. I don't know. A dagger.
Sarek with the blood ooze type of situation.
Steven will probably make us roll a D4.
Yeah.
So
that's fine.
Way back when, like 100 episodes ago, you did cut your hand and smear it on the first Darkling Mirror that you found in the Barbican.
Yeah. Yeah.
And nothing happened, but you have already smeared blood on that one. But
so
remember, in order to pass through the other side, you've got to smear blood on that one.
Okay. But what about the one?
I remember that. I'm so stupid. Okay.
What about the one with Leander?
Okay. Ironically, the first Darkling Mirror was also the one that was right next to Leander. The first time.
Okay, so if we smeared blood on that, then we can get back to the ooze room whenever we want?
Yes.
Okay, so I say this to everybody. I'm like, listen, we've been talking about talking to Aramon. We've been talking about checking back in at base camp, but we haven't had the opportunity to do so. We already got set back all the way to the village. We might as well just hoof it to the tower, go through that room, end up back in the oozes, and then we can, from there, it's just a stone's throw to get to Aramon. We can ask her some questions about Saloon and maybe get some answers to some of these questions, because I don't think Saloon's going to be very forthcoming with us.
I like that idea.
Yeah. Lead the way.
We're going to end up back at that village anyway. There's no, we're going to have to make that trek back to the Colosseum either way. But
yeah, and once we get there, I could also just go back in as a mouse and put some blood on that wall.
True. And then we could get in there and maybe sneak attack.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are all valid options. I feel hesitant to continue gathering these tiers when we don't know what they're doing. Maybe there's a way we can gather tiers and circumvent Saloon.
But they're making us stronger is what they're doing.
Right. But maybe we can find somebody else that can help us utilize them that's not Saloon until we know what Saloon's motivations are. She could be making all of this worse.
So what you're saying is we really should be heading back to the barricade camp.
That's my opinion.
Okay.
You do have a free research question for Leander.
Oh, yeah.
You could ask him, is there anyone else we could give the tiers to?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I also want to ask him about the Emperor and about some of the information that Sarek revealed to us last time when he talked about how his queen was involved in some of this stuff too. That might be good information.
Yeah. I also want him to help try and figure out what this key does.
I'm not gonna. I don't know.
I'm not as worried about that until we have the more.
Yeah, we should probably make a list.
Yeah. Okay, since the tier thing, maybe we should ask about the tier thing first, because that kind of determines a lot of the other choices we're going to be making in terms of what we do, right?
Okay.
Like if we're like no more tiers for Saloon, then we need someone like an alternative.
Mm-hmm. So let's ask Leander. Let's ask Leander that. I want to say Lysander. And let's ask him what exactly is the nature of the tiers, and can anybody else utilize them?
Yeah.
You've already asked about the nature of the tiers.
Oh, there wasn't a whole lot of
answer.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of information there. Wasn't it that they're fragments of the moon? Was that they're fragments of the broken moon. So yeah, I guess that
even would I know of anyone else who can use fragments of the broken moon because I'm a moon druid?
So again, the class definition of you as a moon druid is a little bit weird in conflict with the setting, which states that the moon was destroyed 3,000 years ago.
Yeah.
So I think moon druids in this world have a connection to the glittering shards of the moon scattered across the sky,
but not the whole. Yeah.
Right. Think back to 1,000 years BC Egyptian worship rites. We might know the names of certain gods, but not anything practical about how they were worshipped or any of the prayer practices associated with Horus or whatever. Unless you've spent specific time researching into that specific subject. So that's where we're at, which I recognize is a little bit weird, but yeah.
That's okay.
That's the
should we ask him about it then?
Can anyone else use tiers of Saloon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
We kind of know the answer.
He's just all right, next week, no.
Well, hold on.
I've done my research and no.
We kind of know the answer, and it's sort of yes.
Do we?
What's her name? The druid we fought had those it seems like their lives were tied to I don't know, maybe this is just me, but I was having some sort of in my head, tiers of Saloon were being used as sort of for lives.
Motes of power.
Which are different.
Slightly. But
okay.
I
thought maybe they were corrupted or they were co-opted and they're unable to be used anymore. They're weird
to get more information about her.
Shadow versions of tiers,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But maybe not. So yeah, maybe we should ask that question. I had a couple other questions written down from the last time that we could also I'll repeat now that maybe these are something we want to do. What does exactly mean to be shadow touched when one's eyes go black? Why are we Saloon's champions? How many more champions are there?
Interesting.
I had what is the planner scope and what does it do? But I feel like that's not important as more. But we also have what is Zune?
Why have we never asked that?
Yeah, we should ask that.
It's been on the agenda for.
Well, because now we have a shortcut to get there. I think that's why we kind of put it on the back burner. It's we got so far away from it, and getting through the forest was so terrible that we were we're not going to go back for the planner scope. But now we have a shortcut. We could go back there that and go grab it. We know where it is.
And if any of those sound good,
All of them sound good.
One.
All
Yeah,
of them
let's ask
sound
that
good.
one.
So what's the question about the planar scope?
Sark will ask, what is the planar scope and what does it do?
You can ask it.
All right, I'll ask it then. Legendary.
What is the planar scope and what does it do?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Yeah, Leander writes this down. What is the planar scope?
Tell us now.
What does it do?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, he'll have an answer for you the next time
The
you
bullets.
return to the Gardens of the Moon.
We leave when we come back. Sorry.
I know. I'm like, let's go and kill ourselves and come back, and then just keep going until we get all of our
We're not
answers.
that big of pieces of shit. Steven.
We literally just step off the walls. Like, oh, we're back. Yeah.
Goodbye. Oof. Yep.
Well,
Awesome.
then maybe we should just, if we come upon a tier, we should just keep collecting them until we're able to like figure out if there's someone else.
Now-
Keep jumping and crouching, trying to clip off the map.
Now, you are exactly one tier away.
I know.
from 8.
All right. I don't have the map in front of me, but I'm pretty sure we're nowhere close to completely mapping out the woods.
No, we're not.
We only made like 2 or 3 hexes, 4 hexes of progress most, if I recall, from like 3 weeks ago. So we could still go back and do that project if we want. Although most of our progress in the woods is far away from the portal.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Eric. I hate the woods.
I want to be real. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Everything there is terrible and is poisonous or necrotic or just fucking evil, terrible woods.
Can we commit to a project though?
Okay, that's fair. You're a completionist. I get it. There's like fog on the map, and you're like.
We also don't have answers right now, and I feel like if we want answers, a big place to go is we have to go back to the barricade.
Iramon. Well, and that we got so much information on Iramon since we left from the warrior who had left the circle,
Right.
from that note that was like, Iramon is a fool. Like, apparently
Yeah.
she is way more important than any of us fathomed. And she used to be an advisor or something to the king, didn't she? And then she betrayed them. So she might have information
Yeah.
about the king or
Yeah.
the emperor, whatever his name is, that we might put us in the right direction.
The problem is getting back there. I don't even know how to do that.
No, it'll be super easy because we go to the mage tower. That part will be tough because there's a gore crow. We go down into the dungeon. That part will be tough because there's a dude there with a big sword. But then if we kill those 2 things, we'll basically end up in the Blood Ooze dungeon. And from there, it's a straight shot.
Do we have? But the portal's not open, is it?
We can open it. I smeared blood on the other side at the beginning of the game. So we just have to smear
That
blood
one
on
we
the
can,
side
yeah.
and we can open it and pop right through.
Yep.
I think we should do it. I think we need to go back and get information
down.
before we
Okay.
start doing things.
Let's
So
go.
like the other key point there that I want to just like hammer home for y'all
Oh,
Mhm.
Yeah.
is like if you go to the Colosseum and you get past the Golem,
Okay.
there's a Darkling Mirror there as well.
Yeah, that's
Right.
We have to get there. And
But I'm gonna
Yes.
keep it
Put one
real
on it.
with you. You
Fuck that
threatened
place.
permanent health damage.
Yeah.
You did
That is true. I
But
did.
with all due
Yeah,
respect, never go in there again. I'm too
So
dangerous.
that is
No, dude.
scary.
If I can go in there as a mouse and he doesn't hate me when I'm a little mouse and he likes me, I can just like put some little. I can just take like a little paw and like smear a little blood on there and then skedaddle. Anyway, we can figure that out when we get there.
True. Okay.
Okay, so we have a plan.
I think
The
so.
plan is to
think
go to
so.
the Mage Tower and
Yeah.
open the Darkling Mirror.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think that is the play for next time.
So it's basically the end of our show for today. I want to pull you over here.
Should get our we should buy our items and stuff too while we're here.
Yeah, that's
so
what
we
I was
can
gonna
start next
ask.
session.
Yeah.
Were you gonna purchase the Frost Fragment?
That's
Okay,
why I
then
wrote it in chat there. I'm definitely buying it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna mark that through just so
Yeah.
that. Oh god.
Who's counting the flux that we have?
I am.
Okay, you're doing that. I'm gonna count it myself as well.
So
we had
that
27,
takes us
and then we
down
spent
to
2.
25.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Then next time we can look at main, we can get the spell icons, we can double check, get more like healing potions, etc., and pick up from there.
How far are we from level 8?
You are
Just one tier
of Saloon away.
1 tier of Saloon away.
Which you know where it is.
Yeah.
I really fucked that whole thing up. I really wanted him to be friends with me. I don't regret anything.
No, this was good.
No,
now you know.
no
You got a
regrets.
really,
I don't regret my
really
choices.
important piece of information, which is
Yeah.
that he does permanent health damage, and that is good information to know.
Yeah, we don't want to.
Yeah.
Well,
When
we'll
somebody
get it.
hits for 30 and you're gonna permanently lose HP.
Mhm.
I don't have a good Constitution saving throw. I'm not taking
And
it.
if we noticed, the bites of the time snake and the smashing of the
Yeah.
golem are bludgeoning and piercing piercing and bludgeoning respectively.
Mhm.
So that slashing gauntlet's not worth buying right now. That's
Yeah. Oh, and I got my necklace, and knowing that that's bludgeoning, I can now cast Blade Ward, and I couldn't do that before.
Oh, nice.
So I can get resistance to piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning, which might be good to half that damage when things do 25 damage to you.
Super cool.
All right. Well, what do we need? Or do we need anything? Or are we good?
Well, I mean, I'm buying
Well,
a moon shard.
I think we should do our purchasing next time because it's
Okay.
It's time.
it's definitely end time. But
All right.
Yeah, we're late.
Okay.
Hey,
Well-
we like went right into the game today, actually.
yeah, y'all
How
crushed it.
professional of us.
I know.
I'm just noticing the sail on the sickle whip, and I don't know how I missed that since that's like my weapon. Like that was like something.
I'm surprised that y'all looked at that list of like really cool.
I think I
magic
just was
shit. Y'all were like,
overwhelmed.
"Nah."
I was so
I was just-
focused on the
I was
forge
like,
slag.
don't
Oh, I'm
know.
buying that. 100% I'm buying that. That is so fucking cool. We've been
is
talking
cool.
about that since the beginning of the game. That I was like, oh yeah, I would love to have the Bloodborne sickle whip.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm buying that. I have enough money for it, so we're good.
Do you have
Do you
a
have
100
everything
gold
else?
piece gem?
I'm sorry, what?
So it costs 250 gold and 5 arcane flux and a 100 gold piece gem.
Oh, I don't think I have the gem.
all of those things.
Yeah, I don't think I have the
we don't-
gem.
We can't afford the mantle spell resistance.
Hold
That would
on.
be the best.
I have 1 quartz if you want it.
Did that count?
Yep.
Can I, guys? I know I just took an
Yeah, do
amulet.
it.
I don't
No,
want to.
do it.
I don't want to take everything.
Oh my god.
Because I'm
take
sure.
the whip.
Just take the whip.
We all support
Ghost ride
this.
your whip.
You don't have to feel bad. Just use
I'm
the
gonna take
whip
the
to
whip.
save us.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll pay for it out of my pocket though with the gold. So I'm down to 176 gold. And I have an uncommon sickle whip +1.
That's so funny. Just take the whip.
Yeah, so like good thing about that is that like it punches through anything that is resistant to damage from non-magical weapons.
That's so cool.
It is
awesome.
valuable to have a +1 weapon.
So it does. So does it do the same damage as I did?
Yes.
Right
Damage
there?
in both forms is 1d4
Yep.
+1.
Huh.
Okay. So it would do. So it would do the 3, but then it would punch through resistance.
I mean, it would do 1d4 +1 damage, but like normally a creature with resistance to non-magical attacks would take half of that, but this, because it's magical, cuts through that resistance. You take full, you deal full damage.
Cool.
Wow.
And does it have +1 to hit on top of that?
Yes.
Awesome.
It's +1 to hit, +1 to damage.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Yep. And it's a 50% discount.
Normally it's more expensive than that. That's crazy.
Normally it's twice that, like the Ring of Swimming.
Woo.
Okay. Well, thank you. Sorry, I have like 8 billion questions.
Do you guys think the unstable acid would work on the clay golem?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, it says eat through organics, like rope, wood, or flesh,
Yeah, it's stone.
but probably not the stone clay thing. Yeah.
Although, if we ever came across that damn guy in the woods again, that gore crow, acid his
Oh
ears.
yeah.
But didn't we find out that he's
But that's
like
our plan next week.
he's
so,
impossible to kill?
Sure, but it'd be
He's
just
immortal.
fun.
Might be
Like,
helpful.
You trying to,
Okay,
like,
I'll buy some
nemesis him
unstable acid.
and, like- Yeah, okay. You're trying to
I'll
nemesis him. Okay.
I'll get some just in case.
I knows what I likes.
Cool.
I think that's all I want.
All right. Jesse,
Yarp.
take us away.
All right. Well, that's it. But before we go, let's find out what's happening with these beautiful people this week. Britt, what are you doing? What's going on in your life right now?
Oh, not much. Tomorrow I'm going to volunteer at the food bank to help pack food up for people. So if you guys have free time or have any extra money and stuff, think about donating it to your local food bank because people need food. So I'm going to do that. And I don't know, just keep playing video games and stuff. I mean, I'm done with my job now. So I'm kind of on like quarantine vacation. So I'm kind of just waking up and deciding what I want to do when I wake up.
I shouldn't have gone with you first because now nothing we do is going to be good as I'm going to the food bank to go help out. I'm playing
Well,
video
I
games
say
this
that
week.
because I want to just make sure other people are thinking of that
I
too.
understand. No, I'm just giving you a hard time. That is amazing. More people should do that.
Well, you guys are all working still. I don't have to work right now. So if I'm not working right now, it would feel wrong not to spend at least some time helping people. So you guys are
That's
busy.
why golems love you. I get it now. I see it. I see it's clear as day. That's why he was like, get into my hand. Yeah, makes perfect sense. Steven, what's happening with you besides a fire? What is going on?
You know, I haven't burnt up yet, and I didn't see any trucks outside. So, like, I guess maybe things are fine. Not much going on with me. I'm trucking along with writing my own game, Forged in the Marches, and I've run one session. It was super cool, and I'm running a second session this coming weekend, and that's going to be super cool. So if you're curious about how that's going, you should definitely follow me on Twitter at Silent Osiris. The O's are 0. Other than that, the Scum and Villainy show has been super cool. It's over on twitch.tv/actualplay. This coming weekend is an off weekend, so it's going to be a week and a half before our next show. So if you want to come see me play Space Bounty Hunters with Sean Nittner, Strash, Lauren, and Jen, they're super cool designers, all of them. Then you should definitely give me a follow and follow all of them when I tweet about the show.
Cool.
That's all for me.
It's pretty cool though.
Brahms, what are you doing?
Hi, hello. I'm on episode 2 of my new show I'm DMing called Silver and Steel on D&D Beyond, which is pretty awesome. And I'm taking the rest of today off because I have really great friends and they check me when I'm being dumb. So I'm gonna take the rest of today off and assemble my Warhammer miniatures. And yeah, you can follow me on Twitter. I have a funny video I might post today. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll sit in bed and eat queso.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is the mindset I want to hear right now, Bron.
Yes.
That is what I want to hear. Maybe I'll eat cheese. Maybe I'll post content. I don't know. Today's my day.
I want to
You're
sit
doing
in
it
bed
very
and
well.
queso.
Yeah. Queso.
Yeah. Oh, also, I don't know if I'm going to stream it yet or not, but I'm going to do another cooking stream soon. And I'm making jalebis, which are these like Indian sweets that are basically deep fried syrup.
Ooh, that sounds amazing.
They're really crispy and crunchy and yummy, but that's basically like orange deep fried syrup.
How dare you? How dare you?
Amazing.
Bronze, I'm going to try and make naan this week. I got naan.
Good luck. Naan is
Make
tough.
some garlic naan. We'll see what happens.
I'm so appreciative you don't call it naan bread. You have no idea how important that is to me.
Why would do people call it naan bread?
Yeah, of course.
Naan bread and chai tea, and it's really hard for me because my ear just hears tea and bread.
That's why I was like, does it naan mean bread?
Yeah, I just hear bread.
I do just call it naan.
That's how my ear processes it.
I'm making red.
Yeah.
We talked about making naan on the grill, so that's probably going to happen pretty soon.
Oh, nice.
The grill is the way to do it.
Yeah.
Because you want to like you need it to be kind of barbecued. Like, yeah, to get the right flavor. Yeah.
Char. Yeah.
Eric, what's going on with you this week?
Oh, I'm hopelessly addicted to that BattleTech by Harebrained Schemes. Only I'm playing the super modded version called Rogue Tech. I love that shit. I've been in the past 5 days. I probably played like 40 hours of it. It's basically turned into like the Long War mod of like XCOM, where you're just like mercenaries, and it's way more like the tabletop. So it's way harder, and it's just so much fun. It's such a fun game to just relax to. So that's what I've been doing a lot on my channel.
Did you ever fuck with like MechWarrior Online?
I missed MechWarrior Online. I never did. I wish I did.
Yeah, they didn't bring it back.
I heard from many people that despite its problems, it was pretty near perfect. Like it's
I'm actually upset that there was like a stint where we had a bunch of mech games. I feel like there was like Hawken and MWO and then the first Titanfall, and now there's like none. And I'm like, it's like that John Travolta gif. I'm like,
hello.
We're having mechs. Thought y'all were doing mechs now. So I'm just holding out hope for when Steven does it. When Steven's like, all right, mech game time.
Hell yeah. Let's get some Lancer up in here.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for us. We're all excited for mechs, and we're all gonna go make some naan bread, and we will see you all.
Drink our chai tea.
Yeah, drink our chai teas.
Ron's gonna make candy.
In our mech cockpits.
Yeah.
See ya.
I fire my lasers.
I eat my queso cheese.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for us. Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next week. Bye, everybody. Wait, hold on. Now.
Where's the payoff? Bring the strippers and booze. We do occasionally talk about video games. Bring the strippers and booze. Not enough time for video games. Bring the strippers and booze.
Oh, thank God, I don't need pants now.
Hey, JC, what are you doing? Not much. Making a fortune.
Yeah, now sing music.
Bring the strippers and booze. Now I'm here to ask and answer one simple question. You got